Welcome to RHCSA Guru. In this session, we're going to explore how to archive and compress files, and how to transfer them using FTP and SCP. We'll also practice extracting data from archives and focus on securely moving files between systems using these tools. Now let's begin. Learn how to archive and compress files, then transfer them using FTP and SCP. In VS Code, open the menu and select New Terminal to open a new command window. Archiving groups files. Compression shrinks file size. Use the mkdir command to create a documents folder in /home/coder/workspace/. Then move into it with cd. Inside, create 5 files, file 1 to file 5, using the touch command. These files will be used for archiving. Type pwd. It shows your current folder path, and paste the command in terminal and click on check. Task completed. Use the TAR to archive everything in the documents folder. C creates the archive, V shows progress, F sets the archive name, and that means current directory. Type TAR. CVF compresses documents.tar command in terminal and hit enter. This command creates a tar archive of all files in the current directory. Result: files are archived, not dumped. Now check. Now, we will verify if the archive file is successfully created using ls command. Type ls in terminal and enter result. The archive file is created successfully. Unarchiving means extracting files. Use X with tar to extract instead create. Make a new documents folder. Move the archive there. Switch into it and extract. Copy and paste this command in terminal and hit enter. All archived files, file 1 to file 5, are extracted and appear inside the new document directory. Task completed. Now to verify if the files are extracted successfully, use ls command. Result shows extracted files in the directory. Now we will use lslh to check the archive file size before compression. Type lslh, compress documents.tar in terminal, and hit enter. It displayed the size of compressed documents.tar in a readable format. Next, compress the archive with gzip. The V flag shows compression progress. Type gzip v compresses documents.tar in terminal and hit enter. Click on check. Task completed. Now use lslh to see the size of the file after compression using this command. Type the command in terminal and hit enter. The compressed file size can be seen on screen. Now we will use gunzip or gzipd. To decompress the archive file, type the command in terminal and press enter and click on check. Task completed. Now run LSA to check if the archive file is compressed. It is compressed. FTP is a file transfer protocol, works on client-server model. We can upload, download, rename, and delete files. Install SFTPD, a secure and lightweight FTP server. Using DNF, install SFTPD command. This will install SFTPD. Click on check. Now open the SFTPD config file using the VI editor. Type vi/etc/vsftpd/vsftpd/nf in terminal and hit enter. The config file controls SFTPD settings. To allow anonymous downloads, we will enable anonymous login so anyone can download file from FTP. Press I to enter insert mode and change value to yes. Change no to yes. Task completed. Now we will start the SFTPD service and check if it's running using systemctl command. Clear the terminal and type systemctl start SFTPD service and in systemctl status SFTPD service command in terminal and press enter. SFTPD service is activated. Now go to /va or /ftp, the default SFTPD directory for sharing files. Use LSL to list its contents. Type cd/va or /tp and then LSL command and hit enter. This command switches to /var/ftp and shows its file list. Now we will create a file named test in /var/ftp. Set its permissions to 666 and verify them using this command. Type echo test file t test and nc hmod 666 test and ls l command in terminal and enter. Test file is created. Now we will change to the /home/coder/workspace directory by typing cd/home/coder/workspace command in terminal and press enter. Now we will restart the SFTPD service to apply changes. Then check its status using systemctl restart SFTPD service command. Just simply type the command in terminal and hit enter. Task completed. Now we will use the PS with grep to check if the SFTPD process is running using psef grep FTP command. Clear the terminal, type the command, and hit enter for running. Next we will run net-stat-tpln to view listening TCP connections. Check that SFTPD is listening on port 21. Type net-stat-tpln command in terminal and hit enter. Result can be seen. Now install the FTP client to connect and manage files on an FTP server. Use rpm qftp to confirm it's installed. Type dnf install FTP command in terminal and enter to run. This command will install the FTP client on the system, allowing FTP connections and file operations. Task completed. Now we will list files in the current directory, then connect to the local FTP server using lsl and ftp localhost command. This opens an interactive FTP session to manage files. Type ls, l, and ftp local host in terminal and hit enter. For anonymous login, Enter anonymous as the username. You can leave the password blank or type anything. Now we will use ls in the FTP session to view files available to anonymous users. You should see the test file listed. Now use the get command in FTP to download the test file to your local system. Type get test in terminal and hit enter. Next type by to close the FTP session and return to terminal. Now we will list local files to confirm the test was downloaded. Then view its contents. Type lsl and in cat test command in terminal and hit enter. Result can be seen. SCP securely transfers files between systems over SSH, offering the same security as SSH. Now create a file named Players in the workspace directory. Clear the terminal and type touch/home/coder/workspace/players and hit enter. File is created. Check if the SSH service is active using systemctl status sshd command. Open the SSH config file and enable password login by setting password authentication yes. Type vi/etc/ssh/ssh dconfig command in terminal and hit enter to run the command. Change no to yes, then save and exit. Now we will edit Red Hat specific SSH config file to allow password login. Type vi/etc/sh/config d/50 Red Hat sonf command in terminal and hit enter to run the command. Next in the config file, set challenge response authentication yes to allow password authentication. Change no to yes. Click on check. Task completed. Restart the SSH service to apply the new settings using systemctl restart sshd command. Create a user named dev and set their password to password 123. Type user@dev and in passwd dev command in terminal and enter to run. Type new password 123. Click on check. Task completed. Use SCP to securely transfer the player's file to the dev user's home directory using this command. Type scp/home/coder/workspace/players-dev at localhost/home/dev command in terminal and enter. Type yes. Now connect to the dev account via SSH and enter the password when asked. Use SSH dev at localhost to confirm you can log in as the dev user. Open new terminal. Type SSH dev at localhost and enter. Enter password. Task completed. Use ls to confirm the player's file was received. Lab completed. Don't forget to mark it as done.